So we thought, what could be funny about cancer? And then a friend sent me a bunch of jokes, cancer jokes on the email. And one of them was, one guy said to the other, "Cancer schmancer, as long as you're healthy." Well, you know, truer words were never spoken, because any expert will tell you that in order to fight this dastardly, dreadful, devilish, deadly disease, you've got to keep your immune system strong. Facing death really made me take a new look at my life. In a way, cancer has been a gift because it made me so much more appreciative of being here right now in this precious present moment. Because really, that's all any of us have right now, and it's gone. And the outpouring of love I have received from family and friends and this amazing community of Whitehorse. I mean, so many people letting me know how much they care about me and how much they wanted me to stick around. Most people don't get that kind of show of emotions until their funeral. By the way, this breast is real, and this is a falsie from Alpine Health. They have fabulous falsies there. They have some silicone ones with nipples, but I'm just wearing my little foam one today. But I've noticed that if I move around quite a bit, it has a tendency to migrate on its own. So if you people in the front row happen to notice it moving one way or the other, you don't have to interrupt me. You can just go like this or like this. And I'll know that I need to make a slight, subtle adjustment, kind of like this. Hey, men make adjustments all the time. It's our turn. Well, we're really lucky to have these fabulous falsies because a friend of mine told me a story about his grandmother who had breast cancer back in her 30s, and she said that her falsie was made of a balloon. And she was out on her second date with Grandpa, who knew nothing about all this, and they were dancing pretty close, and the balloon popped. And poor Grandpa heard that and felt it and thought he was having a heart attack. Well, I found out about my breast cancer back a year ago, January. I was down in BC and I had a lump and I went for the ultrasound and the mammogram. How about those mammograms, eh, girls? For women only. I say to my men friends, how would you like to have your sensitive organ pulled onto a steel tray, and then another steel tray comes down on top of it and squeezes it really tight? Are you feeling that squeeze, guys? It's kind of like one of those machines for making grilled cheese sandwiches. Only without the heat. Thank goodness for small mercies. Well, then the next thing was I went for an MRI. That's a medical resonating imagery. That's where they take pictures. They're not x-rays, but it's like that. They look into your breast to see what's going on there. And you go into the hospital, and the technicians are sitting outside the room. There's a big window for them to look through into the room. And I walk into the room, and there's this big stainless steel machine, and I'm in my little hospital gown, and I gotta lie down on a table, and there's a slot for my breasts to hang through. I thought, thank God they're not taking regular photos. Well, when they turn this machine on, it's like a train coming over you. So they give you headphones with music. So the nurse said to me, well, we have some classical music. Well, I mean, I love classical music, but I kind of needed a bit of a boost at that particular pitiful moment. So she said, well, we have some folk music. And I said, have you got any rock and roll? She says, yeah, we do. And she shows me the list, and there's one of my all-time favorite bands, the Eagles. So I'm lying on the table with the boobs hanging through the slot, feeling very pitiful and kind of like a piece of detritus, when the machine comes on with this big roar and the headphones click in, and I hear what is to become my mantra for the entire cancer journey. The Eagles singing, "Take it easy, take it easy. Don't let the sound of your own wheels drive you crazy. We may lose or we may win, but we will never be here again. So open up and take it in and take it easy." Wow. Pretty powerful message for me to hear at that pitiful moment. Take it easy. Don't let those wheels drive you crazy. We may never be here again. You know, I thought I was a pretty laid-back person until cancer struck. And then I started to discover that even though I was relaxed a lot of the time, my mind was still going blah, 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 blah. So I started reading some of these spiritual teachers like Eckhart Tolle and really getting into that and starting to understand what they were saying about the importance of being here right now in this moment. How if you just take a nice deep breath, it can bring you back to the present moment and take you away from the fear and the pain of the past and the future, neither of which exist right now. Oh, and the fear with cancer. Oh my goddess, we just mention the word and everybody is fearful. I mean, it is just like we're led to believe that cancer is this big and we're this big. No, 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 no. Cancer is this big and we are this big. And I have to believe that until I can't. I'm gonna live till I die. I'm gonna laugh instead of cry. I'm gonna take the town, turn it upside down. I'm gonna live, live, live until I die. They're gonna say, what a gal. I'm gonna play for the sky. Ain't gonna miss a thing. I'm gonna have my fling. I'm gonna live, live, live until I die. Before my number's up, I'm gonna fill my cup. I'm gonna live, 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 live until I die. Well, you know, some people say that the way to enlightenment is just to fill yourself with love and feel love, love, love. Well, you know, the Beatles went to the Maharishi back in the 60s, and they came back with love is all you need, love is all you need, and let it be, let it be, let it be, oh, let it be. Well, we've been singing it for about 50 years now, but living it, well, that's another story. I mean, I'm walking around beaming out love, 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 and somebody leaves me a pile of dirty dishes. Hey, I figure I'm lucky to have dishes. And then I'm running around like a mad woman trying to get ready for this show, and I come out of a store, and somebody's given me a parking ticket. I mean, she's just a messenger telling me to slow down, you're going too fast. You gotta make the morning last. Well, you know, Pema Chodron is a Buddhist nun. And she talks about the fact that we are practically never in this present moment because our minds are always going blah, 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 blah. I mean, you can be looking at me and listening to me, but you might be thinking about your grocery list. Or maybe you're thinking about what you and your partner are going to do after the show. That's a good distraction. Or you may be looking at me and going like, where'd she get that fabulous jacket? See me after the show. Well, Pema Chodron does this great thing to test us, to let us test ourselves, see what our minds can stay on one thing for a while. She hits a gong, and she asks you to listen to it all the way through. And so I brought my gong along this evening. And I thought we could try it together. So for those of you who would like to try this, just put your 2 feet on the floor and sit in a relaxed position. And maybe put your hands in your lap or on your knees and take a nice deep breath. You know, they say we never breathe deeply enough, especially us women. We're always running around breathing like our dogs. So take a nice deep breath and close your eyes. And I'm going to sound the gong 3 times. And see if you can listen to this sound all the way through without your mind wandering. So, how'd you do? That was a very beautiful moment, by the way. Thank you. You know, when I first started doing that, after about 10 seconds, and even now when I do it, sometimes my mind is going blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking, oh, I forgot to pay the phone bill. And by the way, one scholar told me that the more you do this slowing down of the mind and your body, the better your sex life. I keep saying I'm looking for someone to gong with.